Good morning. We seem to have a lot of trouble here with our reset. Yeah. Green seems to be the guiding tone today as spring approaches. Equity trackers are optimistic after, Equity trackers are optimistic after US equities closed mainly up on Friday. The dollar was still rising on considerably good jobless claims, but an improvement NFP that ever so slightly failed to meet expectations and that quite simply stopped the buck in its tracks. Yesterday, Treasurer Yellen said the complete recovery of U.S. employment by the next year depends mainly on the upcoming $1.9 trillion stimulus bill. Unemployment dropped 4 ticks to 6.3%, but earnings rose by a measly 5%. Expectations for a $3.3 billion reduction of the nation's trade deficit were also dashed by half, while in Canada news was not much better. Unemployment soaring to 9.4%, participating edging down a tad, but the trade deficit halving from $356 billion in November to $167 in December. Sorry about that. European indices were mainly up on Friday, except for the two leaders, the DAX and the FTSE, which was down 0.5%. Leap rate this morning is pointing at a possible double-dip recession for Euro data, indicating a severe drop in German factory orders. This accompanied by the British COVID jab rollout on one hand, and the EU's more Schlemielic approach has the sterling pounding the euro as of late. On the daily chart, we can see there's still quite a ways to go until we hit that one-year low, while our usual hourly chart shows a distinctly dramatic situation. We've already got the pivot points in for the next week, for this week, and although it's not as decisive as last week's, we're already well below the central and quite clearly continuing our downtrend. Asian equities are forecasting optimism this morning. The Shenzhen up 1.65%, and the Nikkei nearly 2 full percents. We have Kobe Steel's 14% surge, Toyota, SoftBank, and other topics companies to thank for that. A look at the daily Nikkei shows quite clearly that the force is still strong with this one. As it bounces off its moving average, the RSI is still quite a ways from being overbought. On the other hand, the nation's service sector is tipping down as Economy Watch's index this morning fell 3 points to 31.2. Otherwise, there'll be little significant news from the region this week, with Chinese markets closed for the spring holidays. Bitcoin topped the 40K again overnight Saturday after Elon Musk last week gave it his vote of confidence, and Twitter's Jack Dorsey revealed his company was pairing with Square's phone-based Cash App payment service. Gold seems to have lost its momentum, but oil continues steadily up. That despite Baker Hughes' Friday's count of 4 additional rigs online in the U.S. Again, a powerful surge above the moving average, a strongly bullish RSI still with room to go, and as the light at the end of the COVID tunnel shines, nary grounds for retreat. Estee Lauder on Friday reported a pleasing 35% increase in sales thanks to Chinese shoppers, while Pinterest also beat estimates thanks to increasing advertising sales. Active users were up by 37%, pushing revenue 76% year on year. This week's earnings will begin with Hasbro today, Twitter and Cisco tomorrow, Coke and GM Wednesday, and Disney and AstraZeneca on Thursday. All in all, an optimistic week to start with. Happy spring to our Asian friends and happy trading to everybody else.